everyone. I hope you and your family are doing well. I also hope that you are staying active and you're eating well. Those two things are going to help us to boost our immunity. It's going to help us to maintain our lean muscle, our energy levels, and for me, it's going to help you to hopefully maintain your sanity. I'm going to be showing you some videos over the next couple of weeks with a variety of things. Today I'm going to start with just a basic body weight workout just to kind of give you some activity if you're not already doing that. So let's get started. I'm just going to have you basically do a little bit of a warm-up. So we're going to start with some arm circles. Take your time, go your own pace. Maybe do this warm-up, each movement for maybe 30 seconds or so. You go forward, you go backwards. Just listen to your body, spend as much time as you want doing these movements just to kind of loosen up your muscles and get your body temperature up to prevent injury. Then we're just going to put your arms across your body, crisscross. Again, spend as much time as you want on here. Next one we're going to do is going to be butt kickers, which is going to be a little more aerobic. I'll give you an alternative for that. For butt kickers, we're just going to run in place, basically getting your heels up as high as you possibly can. Again, try to spend at least maybe 20 or 30 seconds on each movement. An alternative for that, if you don't feel as if you want to jump, you just do some high knees. Basic movement, just to get your muscles moving, get your body temperature up. Next movement we're going to do is a lying hip stretch. It's going to stretch out our hips and glutes. A lot of times when we sit throughout the day, these muscles tighten up, which could affect your lower back. You're going to lie on the ground. Arms out to the side. Put one leg straight up. Drop it over to the side. Try to keep your shoulders on the floor. Bend your top knee. The opposite hand, you're going to pull your knee down towards the floor slowly, focusing on stretching out your hips and glutes. Again, hold for maybe 20 or 30 seconds. We'll do the other side. Keep your shoulders on the floor. Opposite hand, pull down towards the floor. Again, spend at least 20 or 30 seconds. You can repeat if you'd like. The next one we're going to do is a kneeling hip flexor stretch. I'll show you from the side. You're going to be on your knees, one foot in front. You're going to push your hip forward, stretching out the muscles in the front of your thigh and hip. You want to advance it a little bit and put your arms over your head. Bend to the side slowly. Keep breathing. I'll do the other side. I'll show you what it looks like from the front. Opposite leg. Push the hip forward. Arms over your head. Stretch again. Hold for maybe 20 or 30 seconds. The next stretch we're going to do is a shoulder and a neck stretch. Place your arm behind your back. Keep your shoulder pinned back. Drop your ear towards your shoulder. Keep your shoulders down. Again, I'll do the other side showing you. Looks like from the side, hand behind your back, shoulder back. Next we're going to do some exercises, some body weight strength training exercises. You can do anywhere between 1 to 3 sets, repetition wise, because it is your body weight. You probably can do higher repetition, maybe 20. You can do less if you'd like. But in order to fatigue the muscles, just do the movements very slowly. So the first one we're going to do is a walkout. I'll show you the more advanced way to do it, and then I'll show you a modification. So the purpose of this is, again, it's an active stretch. It's going to stretch out your hamstrings. It's going to get your shoulders moving. It's going to stretch out the back of your leg. You reach down to the floor. You're going to walk out into a push-up position. Tap one shoulder. Tap the other shoulder. And you're going to walk back up, stretching out the back of the hamstrings. Pull your shoulders back to the top. Modification, you can bend your knees. If you can't keep your legs straight to touch the floor, and then you're going to walk out in that same position. Again, if you don't want to be in this full push-up position, you can drop to your knees, tap one shoulder, tap the other shoulder, come back up on your toes, keep your knees bent, and push yourself back, shoulders back to the top. Next thing we're going to do is basic squats. So again, we're going to use your own body weight. So feet about hip width or shoulder width apart, arms out in front of your body. You're going to sit back as if you're sitting into a chair. You can in fact put a chair behind you if you like. That way you have something to shoot for when you're squatting back. Arms out in front, push your hips back, bend at your waist. Keep the weight on your heels. Keep breathing. Slow, controlled breaths. Try to exhale upon exertion. On the way up, breathe out. Okay, the next motion we're going to do is called a contralateral limb raise. You're going to be on your stomach. Head straight down. You're going to raise one arm up and the opposite leg. You're going to strengthen your upper back and your glutes. A little bit of your lower back. Switch sides. And keep alternating. Next one we're going to do is a single leg deadlift. You can also use both feet on the floor. If you're going to focus on the single leg, you can hold on to something. So I'm going to stand on my inside leg. I'm going to hold on to it with the opposite hand. Stretch out the hamstrings and the glutes. Stand all the way up. Stretch out the hamstrings and glutes. Opposite side. I'll go on this side so you can see. Pushing your hip back at the bottom. Stretching out the hamstrings and glutes. All the way up. Again, if you just want to use your left balance, just keep your back flat, push your hips back, and all the way up. Focusing on letting these muscles do the work. Next one we're going to do is a basic push-up. So, place your hands on the floor. That shoulder width apart. You can change your hand position if you'd like. Bring them in a little closer, a little further out, but typically that shoulder width apart. Draw your belly button in toward your spine. Come up onto your toes. You should have an imaginary line in between your thumbs. Your chest is over that line. Come down slowly. Breathe out. Push and hold. Come back down slowly. Breathe out. Push and hold. Modification is on your knees. Drop your whole body down. Breathe out and hold. Okay? Next we're going to do 2 core exercises. So we're going to do a basic toe touch for your core. Okay? The last one we're going to do is a plank. Everybody's favorite. So you have several options, few options here. You can do a tall plank, so you're going to be up on your hands. Draw your belly button in, keep your back flat. You can go down onto your elbows. And then the modification would be on your knees. Again on your hands. Or on your elbows. So that's it for today. I'll shoot another video and I will send it to you guys tomorrow.